Well, what's up, everybody? It's me, Inave on YouTube. Glad to see you all back. So listen, if you watched the first part, you were probably wondering whatever happened to that guy. Did he die? Is he still alive? He moved off to Las Vegas, and you know what was the final word? So I'm gonna give you guys a rundown. It's been 9 months. Let me tell you what's been happening here in Las Vegas. Let me tell you what it's been like to be here, the schools, the parks, lifestyle, everything. So just sit right there, stay tuned, and let me tell you what it's like to be moving to Las Vegas. Alright guys, so it's me and I am back. Thank you so much for tuning back in. If you're watching this, that's probably because you had already watched part 1, moving to Las Vegas. Okay, so I'm here to just basically give you guys a rundown on what it's been like in the last 9 months. I am coming to you live right now from my room because like I'm here watching my kids because I'm a real person. So first and foremost, before I get going, please do me a favor, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Let me come to you with much more videos. I'm gonna keep trying to show you guys things about my everyday lifestyle out here in Las Vegas, what's happening with me out in Southern California where my family's at. I just want to bring you guys content that means something to me, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. So once again, like, subscribe. Let me see what other content I can bring you guys. I'll keep visiting other spots and just showing you guys a perspective of what I see, how me and my family are making use out of it. Those squatters. If you watched part 1, I got hit with squatters. They got me, guys. So if you don't know what squatters are, you can watch my first video if you haven't, but pretty much you should know squatters are people who look for unoccupied locations, find a way in, and they make themselves at home for either a week, a day, sometimes months. Worst case scenario, they don't leave until the police take them out and they go to court. That's the worst case scenario. Luckily, mine just came in, made a disgusting mess. They used up my Starbucks cups. I was heartbroken because I love those cups, but I didn't want them anymore. But maintenance cleaned for me. Police made a little ticket in case something got broken so I could give it to insurance. Nobody really cared. You should be very aware of that. If you're moving to Las Vegas and you don't have a set plan on how much time it's going to be between from when you signed your lease towards when you get over here, because some people are moving here from places like North Carolina, Missouri, Florida, things like that. If you're doing all your stuff online and it's going to take you about 10 days, 3 weeks to get here, think about that, because nobody's going to come check on your apartment. They're not going to. Be flat out, be ready for that. After you sign that lease, they would have expected you to turn on the power and the water and everything in your name. That's your bill. The apartment complex, if you find one, is not going to send by somebody to say, hey, you know, do you live here? They're not going to do it. That's your responsibility from that point on. Be ready for that. Make sure you have a solid plan, or at least, do you know anybody who could go by and check up on your place? Something, so that you're just not stuck where you might show up like me and have a horrible surprise when you get there, you know. But I'll move on. All right, next for it, you know, like that move from San Diego to here, you know, of course, we have now lived in Las Vegas 3 times. It's our 3rd time here. We loved San Diego, don't get me wrong, in any way, shape, or form. San Diego has my heart. That city has my heart. If you ever have an opportunity to live in San Diego, if you do the math and you can afford it, by all means, you take that opportunity. It's gorgeous. Might last a year, maybe it's long-term for you, but if you get a chance, do it. It was an amazing city. Here in Las Vegas, it's a different adventure, and I love this city just as much too. Like, I really do. This Las Vegas is my 3rd time here because, you know, it feels familiar. It feels really good. It doesn't feel like it's this far away place. Everyone knows the Las Vegas Strip, you know, where they come here and they get smashed for a whole weekend and they see shows and they think like, oh, I could never live there. Well, you've never seen the city. You've seen what you paid for, your illusion. The real city of Las Vegas, when you're out there meeting the real people who live here, the people who work here, the people who go to school here, the doctors, the nurses, the waiters, the welders, you know, the real people of this city, it feels familiar. These are good, hardworking people that are just like me. Like, hey, we're trying to find a way to make life happen. We have kids to raise. We have jobs to do. We want our neighborhoods to look better, you know? So it feels good to be around a good community of people. I happen to be in far west Spring Valley. The far west is what they call it. My neighborhood, I don't think any house was built before maybe the year 2000, maybe 1995. Some houses look like maybe they were built in like 95, 99, 2000, something like that. they all look pretty new. The streets still look new. The palm trees that are growing, they're not even fully grown yet. So everything looks really new. Everything's kind of streamlined. You're not going to see a lot of variety of stuff because a lot of these were master built plans, and they all have the same kind of color scheme, the same fence schemes. A friend of mine mentioned that. He's like, how can you tell the difference of the neighborhoods? I recommend myself, I live on the west side of Rainbow Boulevard. I've enjoyed every minute since I've lived here. Each time, that's where I've been. As far as schools, playgrounds, life, daily life, I'm a huge runner. So for me, being out here, I'm in a neighborhood where I can get outside my apartments and I'll go for 4 or 5 mile runs. And I love it. It's like beautiful, wide open streets. There's plenty of room on the sidewalks, and there's some trails in a couple spots. But remember, once again, I'm saying I live west of Rainbow Boulevard. If I were to shoot inside of Rainbow Boulevard, the streets get far more smaller and the sidewalks are smaller, they're older, and you'll notice it's a little bit more difficult to run through there. It's a lot of traffic. You can't cross streets. So there's parks over here where I'm at. There's a really big, beautiful park. I'll show you this one. It's Desert Breeze Park. I love this park, you guys. It's got an area for me to run through. It's got a beautiful little dog park. My kids love playing there. Man, I've seen there's a Star Wars guild here. These guys like practice. Let me show you Star Wars guild, man. These guys, they practice there. This is like Las Vegas has a lot of variety and it's fun, and it does have areas where you can live a normal daily life. So keep that in mind. Las Vegas has life beyond that strip, okay? With that, as far as my lifestyle, my area, the schools. I will be 100% honest with you if you're watching this and you're going to be moving here. If you have kids, look up the school rankings on where you're going to head towards. The best you can probably do without getting into a charter school or a private school is going to probably be a 6, a 7. If you're lucky, maybe there's an 8. But usually the 8s, 9s, and 10s, they're charter schools or they're private schools. So if that's in your means and that's in your income, by all means, awesome. Do the best for your kids and chase it down. But for me, I was like, okay, what can I afford and what's the best school I can get my kid to? We ended up out here in Spring Valley area. It's Bendorf Elementary for both of my kids. And I want to say it was ranked a 6.5, almost a 7. That was the best that I could get to compared to my San Diego school, which was ranked a 9. So what did I see different? Programs. If you are big on your kid being in programs, be aware that when you move here, you're going to need to find a way to take your own time, your own money, and get your kid into a music program somewhere, a singing program somewhere, a dancing program somewhere, an art program somewhere. Because even though they will give them like a class that they trade off throughout the weeks to introduce them to art a little bit of music, a little bit of dance or something like that, it's not their focus. And there isn't like, after school we have the dance class, after school we have they don't have that here. It's how do we get these kids to pass this class? Because Las Vegas right now, and well, I guess Nevada period, is on a revamp of trying to get their kids to all start passing these federal program testing. Literally, after the meeting with the schools, I was like, why does my kid have an F? I don't understand. The school barely started, and she kind of broke it down for me. Our goal and the way we will grade from now on is your kid starts basically with an F until they pass. We want them to get to the end of school passing. And at that point, when they can pass the testing level, they would finally have their C or their B or their A. That doesn't make much sense to me, but that's the whole revamp focus of what they're doing, because they're trying to get kids to pass. They're tired of kids failing so much. I'm not saying it's a winning record. I'm just saying this is what's working for us right now. And in the future, if I could probably get her into a charter school or into a private school, if it's in my means, I'm going to probably try and take that advantage of that. So if you're moving here, be aware of what you're going to see in the schools. And it's going to take you as a parent to get your kid to have the most out of their education. It really is. So keep that in mind. I guess I would say third, if you are moving here, have a plan, a real plan. Do not move to Las Vegas because you're hoping that this place will be a wild, fun adventure, and when you're off work, you're probably gonna stop by the casino and stuff. Do not do that. Do not do that. If you do that, you'll be gone in several months. Since moving here in 9 months, I've watched several people move here and leave. Oh, my roommate bailed on me. He lost all his job. He lost his money, and basically his parents don't want to help him no more. So I'm leaving too. Stuff like that is happening because people come out here without self-control. They didn't have a plan. They didn't have structure on what they were going to do. And sadly, the city eats you up. There is nothing out on the strip that is meant to endow you with some greatness for free. That strip was designed to say thank you, pay me some more. Okay, so you need to find your life here in Las Vegas off that strip. You need to find it in the parks, you need to find it in the museums, you need to find it in downtown Summerlin as you go do yoga classes or whatever you can do to live a real life that is not about the strip. That's the only way you will make it in this city. That's it. If your life is about that, I do take that back. If you're moving here for the nightlife industry, more power to you. Okay, more power to you. You go ahead and do that, because trust me, this guy's making plenty of money doing it. I don't knock them one bit. So keep that in mind. That's what you're moving here for, is to just party and get a part-time job at the mall. Probably not going to work out really good for you, man. Probably not. So you be your own boss. Figure it out. And I guess I would say last but not least, nightlife and stuff like that for me. Like I said, I'm a dad. I have my kids, I have my family, so I'm not out buying bottle service. I'm not out clubbing it. You know, me and my wife have been trying our best to take the kids around to places that we can go to. So, you know, there are really cool casinos like the station casinos. This one in particular, Red Rock, that's the closest one to us. There's like a whole Kids Quest area. My kids got to play for like a couple hours. It's like paying for a babysitter service. But they also have like bowling alleys and movie theaters. It's this gigantic pool. We try and go to places like that if we're just getting out for a night. But there's places like Sea Quest, which is an indoor aquarium, Laugh Out Loud World. There's the Pinball Museum. If you guys do get a chance, there's a great Instagram and a website page. It's called Vegas Family Guide, and a friend of mine's wife, I believe she's part of it. She may be the founder of it. I should probably ask more about it, but I follow her on IG, so Vegas Family Guide. I'll put that link right there for you guys. Anything that's happening that's gonna be awesome and your family can take advantage of, their Vegas Family Guide, hands down. Great way to kind of maneuver through the city. So you can have a life here with kids. Nonetheless, every city has a new type of structure for it. So, you know, we do it differently now, but you know, we still go to the park. It just happens to be at 7 o'clock at night because it's 110 degrees, but you know, you adjust. But all in all, it's been 9 months. I would say it's been a crazy ride because it wasn't like we waltzed in here and it's just been a fun time. It's been 9 months of adapting, figuring out the heat, figuring out the finances, figuring out what we're gonna do. Because overall, we still have a plan, and our goal was to come here to buy a home. Because at least this city puts me in the ballpark to try and buy a home. When I was in San Diego, the reality was there's no such thing as like a $300,000 home in the city of San Diego. Didn't even exist. So I had to, you know, change my dreams and my goals. And that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to make it. Now, that's kind of all I have for today to kind of give you an idea of where we're at. That's all I wanted to do. So I'm hoping this helps somebody out there who is saying, I was really thinking of doing this. You know, what do I have to say about it? Hopefully I've given you some type of insight for it. I appreciate you guys watching. Please watch any of the rest of my videos. You know, I have some spots around Vegas. I have plenty of content recorded, and I just got to get it out and to you guys. So I do apologize if you haven't seen anything from me in a while. But please hit that like, hit that subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. I'm enavi5.15, right? enavi5.15. And I'd love to entertain you guys some more. Thanks so much. See you guys next time.